Test. Here we go. All right. Audio problems, as always. Welcome back, everybody, to the Ashes of Creation discussion round, the longest running podcast for Ashes of Creation, even though we're not really a podcast, but, we're a thing that we do every 2 weeks with members of the community. So,
we're a podcast.
Well, I guess we're a podcast. I guess you can call it that. So, welcome back, everybody, and let's get right into it. So, first topic of today, live stream, February. Cosmetics, gameplay.
Oh, you're talking about like the 3D renders of the cosmetics? Yeah, we haven't gotten all of the new cosmetics yet. That's not until next week.
That was me.
February live stream, you had the video that took up 30 it's about 30 minutes of the live stream. Talk about just the normal dev updates. There was talk of them working on a true raid boss with multiple phases. Update on how the studio move, like plans on the studio move. Hopefully, if everything goes well with COVID right now, the plan is for July.
All right, let's just. Can we talk about the obvious first?
Yokai is treading lightly here. He doesn't want to say anything.
Can we talk about the fact that the new fireball animation is actually pretty good?
I knew you were gonna want to talk about that
because I was sitting there watching the live stream, and I'm sorry to say, but I think we bitched about it the loudest, right? I think we bitched about the fireball animation. Yeah. So I'm really fucking happy that we have a new fireball animation that looks not like the summoning of Jesus Christ, right?
The wind up for the big fireball throw. But it's no longer there. It's now just a simple fireball.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Which is amazing.
I mean, I honestly, for me, that
go
ahead, DA.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, I really like some of the changes. You can even see some of the animations in the tank video that we've seen versus from what we've seen in some of the tests that they've shown publicly. Just like the tank seems to have even a little bit of a refresher, and so I'm excited to see where they kind of go forward with their combat, especially coming up in this March test. No NDA.
Definitely the uptick in speed of combat will improve the game a lot, because no one likes being stuck down on the ground and feeling clunky. So all the rework's been really appreciated to see that they're doing, from what we started with, from APOC speed to what they've shown in the previous tests. It's been displayed.
Was there anything, let me ask you this, was there anything in the live stream, like anything in particular that you said you do not like? Let's get the negative stuff out of the way.
Was there anything you didn't like? It's the standard live stream they've been doing. It's fairly, I want to say cookie cutter by now, but it's not like anything's bad about it. It's just like their normal dev updates, showing a little bit of the alpha footage and like giving a little update on giving an update on like where they are in terms of things that they're doing. I can't think of anything that's like I didn't like to hear. Is there something you didn't like, BCG?
I'm thinking. Oh yeah, there was this one comment Margaret made, but that's just something in general that I have an issue with. Is still saying it's 64 different classes.
They're not gonna. So the live stream, they're not gonna like go into the clarification of
You see, in my opinion, when you say 64 classes, somebody's gonna assume, okay, that's a tank, a mage, a rogue, and then 60 more different classes, right? That the general population, the general gamer would, in my opinion, assume when you say 64 different classes, that is 64 individual different classes that are different from each other, right?
Did you say 64 different classes or 64 different class combinations?
You said classes. I watched the live stream while streaming.
That's just a slip of like the tongue. That's just like a generalized thing. I'm not too hung up on that.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal. Just, stuff like that at this point can cause a lot of confusion.
This is true.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if someone's just going to say it's 64 classes from that one person without doing any research behind it, it's kind of a bit spoiled.
A lot of people don't do research. You'd be surprised.
It's also like okay, so what does this result in? Like, if someone hears there's 64 classes, is their mind going to explode if they load up the game and they?
No, but they're like, we're still far away from that, so they're probably gonna go around like tell everybody, like tell people that they know, or like go around like saying like, oh, this game's gonna have 64 different classes. Then when people people start doing their research and like saying like, I mean, that one person does do their research and say that it's not 64 different classes, but instead like 64 different class combinations, and really and truthfully, you're playing 8 classes that have a little bit of flair from the other combinations that they do.
It could cause misunderstandings that when, addressed correctly, making sure not to say 64 different classes and rather saying 64 different class combinations, that gets misunderstanding. You don't, if you can prevent it, because we're on the Discord every day. You guys seen that probably as well. Somebody gonna come in and be like, oh yeah, there's gonna be 64 different classes. And then people
then we'll have a giant conversation about it'll go around like 25 different times of people correcting that one person.
Exactly.
And I don't know.
But besides that, I don't know, it's not even a thing. It's just like something that just caught my eye. Everything else besides that in live stream was a solid live stream. We got updates, we got new gameplay. We got the improvement of the animations. We finally have complete another proof that Steven just sucks at PvP. I know, people have been saying that he sucks, but now we got the proof. So that's
he's fine. To be fair, he did that mage fucking black hole. He got CC'd right off the bat of the video, and he's not playing a game, and he's not playing a class that can easily get out of that.
Especially right now.
That's one. And 2, it seems that the tank is overpowered as hell.
Okay.
Stop. We're gonna get into stuff. If we start talking about that, we're not gonna get into stuff. We're gonna get into stuff.
All right, stop white knighting and understand that this was a joke. Okay, don't fucking freak out.
Shut up, BCG. You're in the wrongs.
You insulted our Lord and Savior. How dare you?
Everyone knew that you were joking. We were just joking.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, it was a good live stream, right, DA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I enjoyed it. I thought I enjoyed the live stream. I thought it was like I said, it was nice to see kind of the mage fireballs. Some of the cool things that I liked was like the spider and the spider web thing. I enjoyed it's nice to see that they're working on naval stuff. Like this kind of early in making sure that it's going to be relevant. But yeah, overall, I thought the live stream was great. I think next month's cosmetics are great, and I'm kind of, me personally, we've as like some of you guys here, we've been here for 3-4 plus years, and just I'm kind of like playing a lot of different various alphas, alphas of other games, betas of other games. Like, I'm really kind of just ready to focus on like one project, and so at the moment I'm
The other
biding my
day-
time, waiting. What's
I
up?
want to talk
The
about
other
the
day-
cosmetics.
You want to talk about the next month? You talking about next month's cosmetics? You're talking about this, like the stuff they showed in the live stream.
The leaked ones.
No, we can't talk about those yet. I do want to hear your opinion on them, just so you're like, just
Wait,
get
wait,
your opinion
wait.
on next month.
Wait. Fuck, did I just do something stupid?
What
What did you do?
live
No,
stream
you
still
didn't.
going?
No, you're fine.
Z says he liked something with that.
No, wait, no. I'm talking. Can I talk about that?
I don't know what you're
Oh,
about
what?
to talk about.
The thing with the thing that
thing?
is the thing that reminds people of a movie thing.
The thing
Huh?
that reminds people of a movie.
Probably if we
DM
don't
and
know,
put it
it's
in.
not.
Put it in the
Put-
chat over in the
Yeah, put it in
Discord.
the Discord chat. Yeah.
Come on.
And Z, of course, I like a lot of things. All right, we just been I like a lot of things. All right, I'm just very vocal, and I want to see.
The other day, DA was threatening to go to a studio, like any of the if they don't hurry out and come up with shit. He was threatening.
Hey, not on the live stream.
It was so funny. He's ready for a game to come out though. He's ready. He's ready for Ashes. He's ready for Ashes.
What was okay?
Yes, that was publicly leaked. You
that
can't
was
talk about
publicly
that.
leaked. Yeah, I want to fucking talk about that.
They've also publicly leaked the Freehold cosmetic as well. Margaret,
Yeah,
Toast really loves it, and Margaret leaked it for Toast.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Remember what I
We
said?
can't. No, you can't.
Why not?
Because you don't get the full set yet, and we're gonna be talking about it next podcast too. But you're gonna be talking about the same thing. Two podcasts.
I know.
Can someone
Okay.
send me the second image?
It's the leaked. Like it's in the Discord chat that we're all in right now.
It's in the Discord.
It's-
in the AOC.
I'm talking
It's
about the
the-
second one, not
It's
the
the
first.
leaked. What?
Look, man, I've got a
second
time
image.
machine, right?
Oh,
It's-
the Freehold cosmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I can send you it.
All right, okay, we're not gonna talk about that. All right, okay. Is there anything else regarding the live stream that anybody feels like we should be talking about?
We're getting fish. Where the ocean will be populated. That's like probably like the
Yeah.
big thing that I like the most out of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Especially playing like Arcade and other games in the past, like the oceans just don't really look very natural.
Although
They
it
don't-
sounds like it's more client-side fish, but it'll still like it's more of like a. I want to almost call it a texture as opposed to like actual entities in the game.
This is true. There'll probably be like a graphical setting that'll turn it down if it becomes like an issue for your computer.
It's basically like grass that shoots up, except it's fish.
But
But-
to be fair, but it's not just those too. They're also designing like mobs that populate the ocean as well. But no one like really does fish that you notice, and oceans just seem kind of empty. Yes, there's a little bit to explore on the ocean floor, but you're swimming around for like a long period of time, and like oceans are just kind of boring in most MMOs.
And they're usually very stuck. But what I mean by that, most of the things in the sea is positioned in one place, and that is it.
Or you
And
be
it never
like,
moves. It doesn't blink.
oh, I got
It's
you.
frozen. That's most of MMORPGs, really.
Trying to think if there was anything else in the live stream that.
I don't think so. I mean, it was kind of cool to see the quest they did. But
I mean, we got used to seeing these live streams, so we know the format. It's gonna be updates, concept art, and then it's back to the Q&A. The thing that I fucking hated in the live stream, and let me go find it real quick in the video, is when they showed the 3D renders of the turtle mount,
Mm-hmm.
and the bull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't have those. I didn't buy those, so that pissed me off a little bit.
oh yeah, I like that. Bowl.
I guarantee you're gonna be able to tame the timeless terrapin and whatever the bull is called.
Oh, yeah.
In the game. The cosmetics are just like, hey, you want this to be what you're riding all the time? Go ahead and put that on your mount. I guarantee you're gonna be able to tame a timeless terrapin in the actual game.
like yeah, for sure, but it's not gonna look like the one that we've seen. So that's
No,
like something
I
that
think it will be. I think it will be the
like something that I'm interested in really seeing later down the line is all the cosmetic mounts and their counterpart within the game. Because the otter, remember the otter mount?
Mm-hmm.
And in the video, I think they fought some otters.
Yeah.
They looked pretty much the same, except the mount has the barding, and the other the otters that they were fighting, they didn't have the barding.
Basil, I'll put the freehold skin in the chat.
Everybody,
I like it.
everybody notice that?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
well.
But also look at the Brew Bear. It just has the barding, but it's otherwise the same as the bear.
Don't get me started
Bring
on
up
that.
bears.
Don't.
Yeah,
Kinetic, don't trust me. He's gonna go
Don't
nuts.
mention the B word in front of Joni.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. Because
All right. Anything else regarding the live stream? Anything we feel like we were talking about? Because we have one thing that I just want to get out of the way.
go ahead.
No,
I guess I have something, but you get your thing out of the
Oh.
way.
no,
topic?
different topic. I want to do a different topic. So
Oh.
get your thing out of the way first.
I kind of want to talk about the
one-
caravan progression. The idea that you can progress. There's some kind of progression linked to defending caravans and a progression linked to attacking caravans.
That was a Q&A question. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I didn't really like.
Okay, first.
I feel like that almost gamifies the caravan too much. It's like you're defending a caravan, so you advance in this progression path as opposed to like wanting to defend the caravan for whatever reason, whether it be social or it benefits you in some other way. The idea that I might like people might be farming caravan defenses.
Can you, for somebody,
I guess you would. Sorry, go on.
Can you like state the question and the answer that was given? Because
Okay.
Well, as soon as I hear Q&A, I normally just tune out.
Okay. It is. How do you plan on making potential rewards for defending a caravan appealing to people who are picking a side for PvP? In the same vein that we make any participation rewarded, the caravan defender role will have its own progression, questing, and rewards associated with it. Same way, we'll have incentives for more caravan raider-esque players. Obviously, these systems will need to be robust and consequential rewards. I guess my initial hearing that is it just sounds kind of gamey.
What do you mean by that?
I guess
I think it should be more of a social thing. Like if you're defending a caravan, usually if it's a personal caravan, it'll be either you're nice or you are wanting to help this person.
Paid.
You're getting paid, or you know the person. And if you're attacking it, it's obvious you want the reward from it. The idea that, oh, I'm going to defend this caravan because I need to advance my caravan defense level.
Yeah, level.
And then also it's like, well, then what also does that give you? What are the rewards for it? And I guess I worry there's like power rewards associated with that, which is just like feels weird to me.
What do you mean by power rewards?
Like if you, for some reason, get more defenses or more offense when you're defending a caravan.
As a reward, or you mean as a buff during the thing?
So, like as part of the progression path, you spec into superior defender of caravans, and that allows you to have 10% more HP when defending a caravan.
Okay.
I think I think that they don't have to go a route of actual power rewards, in my opinion. It could be rewards that give you like gold, influence towards the node. Because one of the things that I think people kind of get a little bit mixed up in is the difference between caravans and actual like pack mules or or
Like
trade
the
mules?
node caravans. Oh yeah, I know
Right.
there's different kinds.
Node
It
caravan
sounded
and
like
player
this is
caravan.
because like you have the incentive to defend a node caravan. If I remember right, if you defend a node caravan, you're already getting paid along with whatever benefits it's going to bring to your node for that caravan being delivered.
Right.
It was just the idea that this is also there's a progression system and it's also tied to it sounded like it was also tied to personal caravans.
Mhm.
At least the way you described it. Like I'm going to come up on a caravan and I'm going to choose to defend it because and like even if it is something like just cosmetic, that's still like I feel like a detached reason to defend a caravan. I'm going to defend a caravan because it gives me the protector's armor. And it's like
Well, I think my follow-up question would be, what do you not like about that reward system? So, you talk about like, a defensive buff. Let's say it's something, minuscule, minuscule, 2%, defensive bonus or HP bonus when, defending a
I just
caravan.
don't like the incentive for. I don't like the gamification of the system. I don't like the incentive being outside of. I want to defend this caravan for the reasons I listed. I don't like it being another system where it's just like I get it because it's still like a selfish region. I'm going to defend this caravan because I get this system that's outside of the caravan itself.
I think I understand Stackerson's point. Like, I think this is just complicating the system too much in a sense, where it's not supposed to be complicated. Like, you're supposed to defend the caravan, maybe get a reward at the end of it, but adding perks to it, as in defensive stats, attack stats, and etc., doesn't really need to be there.
And I
Yeah,
guess I
I'm-
should do a caveat
Sorry.
just because of what you mentioned, DA. When it comes to nodes, an idea because like when you are helping your node do a caravan, to me that's a little different because there's incentives to help your node. It helps you with your reputation. I'm okay with like some kind of progression being tied with that. I guess it's more with the personal caravans that I'm kind of just like I'm not liking it.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I think you could it would probably be better to separate the two. Well, I would. It's hard to say because we don't know exactly what they want to do with their hold on a second, let me mute the stream. I think I'm echoing myself. We don't know exactly what they want to do with the personal caravan or pack mule system. Is it going to be like the caravan system where people can come up and defend, or is it just like, hey guys, I'm moving some materials, like everybody make sure you're around me and protecting me? That's one of the things that we got to take into consideration, and I don't know if we have any information on how they want to do that. A second thing is, I do think that there needs to be incentives towards these system, because one of the things that you see in MMOs, especially with some of the more casual crowd, is been there, done that, and their caravans can easily end up becoming something, a sort of been there, done that experience if you don't do it right. And and we don't, caravans are so important to the the whole I'm sorry, I'm trying to draw on a blank for words here. It's just important to the overall system and longevity of the game. The moving materials and things being materials being regionalized and whatnot. If I feel like if you turn the caravan system into a kind of like if it becomes a been there, done that, people are just going to be less incentivized to defend, and they're just people will see caravans in the world and they're like, I'm not going to run by that. Like I've got better things to do. Why do I stop and help that dude with this caravan? Yeah, I'm getting some rewards, but I might have some better rewards that I'm on the way to mess with some friends of mine, or why stop to do that, defend that caravan? Why stop to even do it?
But yeah, exactly. On your same point, why should be like the system? This is in my opinion, that is with the what's it called, complicated system that it already has. This is adding an extra layer to that, where I feel players might either be turned off or don't care about it as much as
once you level it up, you're not gonna once you level it up, you already have that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that I don't care about it thing anymore. The incentive to caravans now, and like what it was and what it should be and what it always has been to me is like if you're raiding a caravan, you're getting what's in that caravan. Like you're raiding that caravan. You're getting all the loot and stuff from it. If you're defending the caravan, you're getting paid for. You're either number one, it's either your guild caravan and you're like transporting someone echoing through someone's stream. I can hear someone listening to the stream.
Might have been me. Sorry.
If you're transporting it it's your personal caravan, then you're transporting your goods that you're trying to process or craft into something so you can sell it in another node, or craft something with that with the materials needed. Because you can't farm this material over at this node, so you got to go to this node and grab it and then caravan it over. It's the things that you're caravanning are the rewards for the caravanning. And
oh, sorry. Good.
Adding a leveling system to it, I don't think keeps it from being that thing been there, done that. I think once you level it up, you're gonna be that been there, done that thing. A progression system. Number one, it sounds like it's something that they're not working on right now. It's something that they have planned. So we'll see if that actually makes it to the end product, or like when that actually becomes a thing. Number two, I don't remember what number two was. So I'm done, I guess.
I guess what I was going to say though is I also kind of what Oni was saying with the been there, done that. If the content's boring and if you're just doing it for a reward, I don't think it changes that been there, done that attitude. If anything, sometimes it makes people resentful because they're doing it for reasons outside the content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's like exactly like dailies in a sense. People just doing it for the reward and they don't really care about the content. They just keep spamming it.
I would argue though, is that a problem though? So like, if I'm running my caravan and I'm like, oh shit, this might not be in the sense of just a normal player, oh shit, I don't have really much people to defend, and like, I've been shouting in chat all day, like, hey guys, come help me. Like, is that really a problem that other people, it incentivizes other people, even if it's just for their own personal gain? I mean, that's kind of what we all take up rewards for. Is something for our own personal gain. So like, I think the important thing is not making it a necessity, because there are players who are going to want to put that extra time in to do that for that 1% or 2% buff. But the important, like I said, not making it a necessity. So if I, as a player, like, don't care about becoming the best caravan defender, I don't have to, and I just want to be a caravan attacker with my group of friends, that's something that I don't have to go into, because it's whatever, it's a 1% or 2% bonus.
So
wait, let me ask you something before we get further into this. Just some clarification. If you decide to skill to become a better caravan defender, do you give something up? You know how they always say that.
We don't know. It was literally, this is the first time this has been mentioned.
Okay, so
we have no clue, and we're even assuming what rewards might be.
Okay, exactly. Okay, going based of our assumptions that you guys just mentioned. The way that my point of view on the whole thing is, if you decide you want to become the best fucking defender for caravans, right? If you then give up the opportunity to become, I don't know, the best fucking ship captain, then that is fine. That is a choice.
There are two different systems with two different progressions.
I know. I'm just saying. If there is some way that you can choose one thing,
if they're somehow intermingled where they interlock, if this is the path you go, if you
exactly,
choose these routes.
Because we know this is the case for crafting, progressing, and gathering, all that stuff. So that's the first thing. So if you decide that you want to become the best fucking caravan defender, and that is your choice, then I think that is okay. If you then have to give something else up. And secondly, I don't know how I feel about it, because I never seen something like that in a live server environment, right? Because I think even making the choice to go down this route for a lot of people will be really hard, because not every server is going to be the same. Not every node is going to run as many caravans as maybe another node.
So like, even if it's not like a stat thing, no matter how they do the progression tree, you're almost automatically gonna have people that are, we're gonna just start a bunch of caravans that are like probably worthless, like that, like they don't really care about the caravan, and try moving them just so they can progress their caravan progression, and then people that are going to be attacking so they can get their caravan attacker ones. Like maybe you see some low levels, you don't know what they're you probably know what they're carrying. You probably why wouldn't even interest you normally, but because you want to be, you could also have guilds that are like, oh, we're gonna have our one group transfer and one group attack, so they like we're just power leveling both stats up, both progression trees up. You're gonna have people that are gonna power game it.
I mean, you have to wait
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
see.
It's it's the first time it's been mentioned, so maybe we shouldn't go too deep into this. It was just initially the way it was described.
I mean,
was a little awkward.
if they have a system like that, it needs to intermingle with something similar to it. So like, you know, ship sailing, mount riding. I don't know.
If you become a defender,
I don't know if I
you can't-
agree. I don't know. I guess I feel like we're almost going off this too long.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll.
All right. Anything else regarding the live stream that we have to go over?
a good segue from the live stream, probably the website, because they mentioned the website, and it's going to take like a few seconds to talk about the website.
Okay.
New website, new website. Looks good. It has like it gives more information than the previous website did. I don't know what people's opinions on it are, so cuss and discuss.
It's a nice looking website.
Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about really say about it. Like I don't know if people like preferred the old website or you prefer the new website layout.
I'm waiting to see the, you know, they were talking about, Margaret was talking about the functionality of the website for guilds, individuals, and all that stuff. That's
Adding all the functionality.
That's what I'm waiting for, and I'm also waiting for to see like what we like the changes to our individual accounts, like, you know, like your inventory, because when I go into my inventory, I see stuff like, oh, I bought this, what was this again? Oh, I have to go to the wiki to find out what it was. So them adding maybe pictures to it, that would be
the
nice.
Account stuff is still the old system. It's not
I know
updated whatsoever.
Yeah, but she said they're gonna work on that also when it comes to referral links. You know, more information about that.
What'd you say, Kinetic?
Which are back and working again. The referral.
Yeah, the referrals
Yeah.
work again. They had a small issue, but they fixed it.
Yep.
Honestly, I just look at the website as a step up rather than anything from a step down.
I mean,
from what we used to have to what we have now is a lot different, and it looks a lot better and cleaner.
I mean, yes, not gonna argue that, but you know, was it like super needed to have a new website at this point?
Absolutely. It might be easier for them to expand this website. I guess I don't know if all the reasons they did this. I don't know what they did this in.
Yeah, I can get
How many website changes have we gone through?
Looks like it's an Angular, so maybe they're. I don't remember what the other one was in.
I think this is the fourth iteration finally, though, with 3 changes.
Yeah, fourth one.
We changed again. Like, so when Margaret first joined, I think we had a change in both the forums and the website, and now we've had this.
APOC, and we have this change now.
Yep.
So that's like the third or the fourth, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else regarding the website? Otherwise, we're moving on.
Yeah, that's about it. It's just...
Can we now finish? Can we now go to the topic that we've been pushing for the past 2 months?
Server merges.
If you want
server
to,
merging. Server merging. We're talking about server merging.
So this is a completely. So just to give clarification to everyone listening, this is a complete theory crafty topic, and
we're doomsayers.
It sprung from 3 or 4 podcasts ago of me. It was the end of the podcast. We were closing down, and I had said like a topic that I had talked about with other people before, and BCG liked it when we said like let's talk about it in a future podcast. So it's been on the list for like weeks now. What I had said when we started it was, what if they do? How would they do server merging if a server like population like goes too low and like they need to merge servers? a way they could do that, and this is how I was saying it. We could talk about other ways too, but how I would do it is have an event happen, an apocalyptic event, to where like the server, like all these different like check boxes, like all these different events are happening leading up to another apocalypse. And so if you don't stop all, like if the server doesn't have the population, it can't stop. It probably won't stop all these different like events happening, and then finally the apocalypse. And so like all the people on that server need to go back through the portals, and then
Go to another
when
server.
the events, yeah, then the people that are from those different servers will jump into a new server. They'll merge the servers together into one server.
So you would shut down 2 servers.
If they didn't complete the thing.
Exactly, and then migrate those new players to a completely new server.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you could. I would say even do something. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Just kind of migrate them to new servers. And also evaluate the servers that you're, that you're merging. You could do something like, we're like, hey, this is this is where your server is at. So like, let's say you're migrating 2 dead servers that has, 2 metropolis total on server and maybe 3 cities. So then you say, all right, we're going to move you to the server and we'll give you like a speed up bonus, or like, your server.
I wouldn't do that.
Really, you'd make them start all the way from the beginning?
I mean, yeah,
that's the appeal of the game. That's the appeal of the game.
Yeah,
is like
true.
Starting a new world. You're not wiping their player progression, but you're wiping the world's progression.
Yeah.
And so,
okay, yeah. Just starting over from building the world, but max level.
All their levels still. Yep.
I mean, they would keep all the inventory. They would keep all the gold. They would keep all the gear they're wearing.
That means you could attempt more raids.
Their banks and their vaults and stuff. You do have more raids then. You gotta redo your stock, your guild bank built back up and whatnot.
Just to clarify this and to make everybody understand, because this is like the way that I thought they could do this is not like something like that in detail, because I was thinking you cannot put people from a server that is getting shut down onto an already existing server.
I don't want that either, because like that, so you're bringing people in from another server, and then they're at a clear disadvantage if you put them into a server that's already been developed. So take two people and put them in an undeveloped server. Take 2 servers worth people, or however many you need to make that server feel populated.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, what happens? Okay, you got all these events, these apocalyptic events. What if, on 2 servers that are meant to then become one new server, right? What if one server completely fucking fails and the apocalypse happens and, they get all transferred to the new server, but on the other server, the players somehow keep beating back the apocalypse for months on end?
That server obviously isn't dying then.
Yeah, if you're completing the event, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, what if in that case, what if the server that fails gets merged into the server that didn't?
Well, then you're the same problem. You're getting people that have you're taking people that are doing a fresh start thing, and then you're taking them and bringing them into an already developed server. So like they don't get that. They don't get to experience the game. They're at a disadvantage because, these people already have this server.
It could also still be interesting, Joni, if you end up the server that fails the apocalypse that gets pulled into the mid-population server to build that into a high-population server that is developed, and you have to sit there and find out what the world is like that you're going into now. It's not the worst that could happen.
It's not. I'd prefer it if it was a fresh.
Yeah, it's better if there's 2 low-pop servers that can't and fail the apocalypse each and end up in a fresh new world together to make a mid-population server. But if you have a mid and a low that ends up where the mid just barely makes it out of the apocalypse and the low doesn't, pulling them in to make a high-pop server again wouldn't be the worst. But obviously, things are gonna be destroyed in the mid-pop server because they're gonna have a hard time doing it. So they're not gonna be full built metropolises probably still anymore.
But then,
I agree with that.
Knocking some node levels down.
You would have the issue that from the low pop server, guilds and so on move to the mid pop server, and now they have to compete with guilds that already have nodes built up and everything.
That's what he was talking about just now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nodes are going to get destroyed in the apocalypse. They're going to go down. There's going to have to be some sort of regression from the apocalypse so that they can reprogress the server with the new players too.
All these events, all these
you-
events. Yeah, go ahead. Kinetic.
It's not like the world just stays the same through the apocalypse too. Like there's going to be destruction.
I guess my thing though is also like the goal is to get those players, because if a server needs this, it's because it's dying. There's not enough people playing, and the goal is to kind of as soon as possible get them back into a more healthy population. So
a quick thing chat has said is basically when Yokai, you said that they would keep their items gold.
That was what BCG said. I said they would keep their player progression.
Yeah, player inventory maybe at most.
If they did that, they're going to break the economy.
How?
Once they get merged.
Which
because
economy?
they have a ton of items, they're basically inflating the market.
Well, it could be a thing where they only keep what's equipped or something like that.
Which market? There are several markets on each server.
Yeah,
exactly.
They would No. You wouldn't. You would take new settlers that come to Vera from, I don't know, a different world, different timeline, whatever, right? And they have whatever they brought with them, and then they go to whatever node, right? They would not break. Okay. They wouldn't break the entire server economy just because they have a couple thousand extra gold with them.
Okay, my understanding was when you said inventory, everything that they had.
Yeah, everything that fits in their inventory, like you.
The bag slots.
Okay, the bag slots.
Yeah, bag slots, like you.
Inventory.
What do you mean?
Your bank isn't going to be transferring worlds.
Why not?
So another thing.
Why not? Wait, hold on. Why not? Why can everything that I have on my bank that I worked for, that I spend hours on?
It's the same as.
Has to be some sort of loss from losing the apocalypse, I think, and
it's the same as losing your bank when I went during a node siege.
Okay. If we're going based with the apocalypse model, then yes, I agree. Okay, cool.
Because I mean, and also, if it wasn't like that, I could see there being people intentionally trying to get an apocalypse triggered on their server, building up their stocks, get an apocalypse triggered, transfer somewhere, and completely take it over. Kind of like, I don't know if anyone played Darkfall. But when they opened up transfers from EU to NA, and EU had time to stock up, they came to NA and it was kind of a mess. Actually, no, they didn't. They weren't able to bring their stuff. They're just advanced characters that fucked up.
So
proving once and for all, EU is better than NA.
So I know this is going to sound like a new question here, but I haven't heard of this. What is this triggering an apocalypse?
Something we made up.
Yeah, it's something I made up. It's a complete theory crafty topic. So also, just to make it a thing like that, probably minimalistic effort on the dev team side. I would make these trigger events happen like regularly on every server, just so like you're not like, oh, this population's low, let's go ahead and trigger this event. Like make these events happen on every server, and like the reason the high population servers have like these events they play through as well.
They're basic raids you do, you know?
Yeah, they're basic raids you do. And then like if like say you failed this raid, this event, like it triggers this event, this next event to happen, you fail this next event happens, and then finally you get to, we're at the apocalypse is going down again, we all need to escape through the portals, and then you merge servers. To answer Shadow Star's question, you probably wouldn't have the like if you're only able to get these things in raids, you're not to get repair your gear, you're probably not going to have those raids available to you level up the nodes again.
And remember, gear does break and go away permanently. You only get so much out of it still too. That's the whole point in the economy. What they've talked about.
To clarify again, we are just theory crafting in case there's ever a need for server merging, and what would be the best way to do that. I guess we're not saying this will happen. We're just we talked about everything Ashes so often that sometimes we come up with stuff. Sue us.
It's a neat little theory crafty thing to think about.
I mean, yeah, like if you make like normally when server merges happen, you get a message from the devs, your server's done, pick a new server, free transfer, that's it. So if they would make a whole thing about it, you know, where the players have the chance to, you know, defend their you know, their server, and, you know, band together to keep the server alive. I mean, to a certain point, I think that would be cool, but then you also have to be realistic. There's a reason why, you know, servers are shutting down, because they cost money, right? So,
Mhm.
Well, it's also like it's a better player experience usually if you have more people to play with. I imagine like that's a primary reason you want to move people off a server is
Yeah.
they don't have enough people to play with, so
Yeah.
you want to get them somewhere where they
They're not
have
getting
a
the
better
high
environment.
content, the end game content, because they can't get to it because they don't have the numbers in the server.
Mhm.
I mean,
Generally, it's a population thing. Like generally, if you're closing down a server, it's purely like a population thing. It's not most of the time. It's not like a monetary thing. There are times when it's a monetary thing, but like this usually happens when a new game comes out. Servers get bogged down. So like the immediate response, like generally the immediate response that game developers take is let's just make more servers, and people log into those servers after like the 3-month honeymoon period's over. Those like you have the higher populated servers, and then those new servers that they were just making just to let people get into the game almost automatically die. There are no one on the server. There's no one on the servers because, and then, like the people that are on the servers get tired of the game. They can't do anything, so they end up stop playing. It's just and that has caused the death of several games.
that is true.
Like population, like not keeping player population after that 3-month period, because we joined this lesser server, and only the higher population servers have people, so they're the ones getting to do the content.
I mean, let's just hope that this will never be the case. And if, you know, Steven if there ever becomes a need for servers to be merging, that they, you know, might rewatch this podcast and, you know, maybe reach out to Yoni. I mean, no, honestly, because I know how it feels when a server gets shut down. Like I used to play Wildstorm when they announced, you know, we're merging servers and all that stuff. Sucks, you know, it just sucks to a certain degree. Oh, let's hope that's
And we can talk about other methods too. It's just like with this way, you get player engagement into the death of the server, and then you get player and then you bring them to a. I prefer a fresh server, but I understand like bringing them over to a medium server if you don't have enough people to like populate a fresh server, or if you need to do that. But like you bring them over to a new server, or a server that's been basically destroyed by the same event, and then people re-experience the game. They're having to rebuild. They're the whole appeal of the game is there again.
I mean, the best thing that you could do if you're going based on your model would be, as long as you have servers in pairs where you can, you know, shut down or start the apocalypse on 2 servers at the same time, having both of them start on a new server is fair. But if you have, like, for example, just one server that is, you know, underpopulated, then, you know, have that server then integrated into a mid-pop server.
Yeah, but that mid-pop server has probably also been like fairly demolished by the same events. They probably stopped stopped the apocalypse, but they've probably also experienced quite a bit of damage from the apocalypse.
And you can always come up, you can always start some bullshit, you know, bullshit lore thing with like, oh yeah, these are also people from Vera, but blah 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 blah.
You know?
Oh yeah. I mean, fucking World of Warcraft has what, 3-4 timelines now, so I'm pretty sure they can make up something. All right, next topic.
We did it, guys. We finally did it.
Woohoo! Now I can
Server
sleep.
mergers.
Now I can fucking sleep again. All right, what's
Okay, so it's guild gatherings or the peon video. If that's what we have, unless there's another topic people want to talk about.
I mean, there's
The
not
guild
much.
stuff.
Yeah, talk about the guild stuff, because even though, you know, Lazy Peon, yay, there's not a lot we can talk about the Lazy Peon video. What?
He
So
stated about the community. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, whatever,
Which is opinion.
everything that he stated in this video, you know, we are all aware. We all have been aware of that stuff for what, the past, I don't know, 5-8 years. The only difference is
It's-
now he put it in a nice little video, you know, and he's known within the MMORPG community. That's why I think it has that much of an impact. And I'm really glad that he mentioned Ashes as, like, you know, the last hope for the genre, because I've been feeling the same way. Like, Ashes is gonna be my last MMORPG. Otherwise, you know, I'm done. So
It sounds like you're like we're talking about the video, or we're talking about the guild gatherings, because
I don't know. Like, I'm just wanted to,
Uh,
you know,
Just a quick summary.
just a quick summary. There's not a lot we can talk about the Peon video, so let's talk about the guild thing. All right,
Get
Yoni.
it up with
Alright.
DA first. How do you manage to keep your guild together and going? You know.
so guild gathering.
Playing fucking games. I can't stress it enough. Playing games and not sitting around waiting for Ashes to come out.
All right.
Because
So this is the topic: guild gatherings, recruitment, and retention. What the question is: what guild tools are the most helpful to you for recruitment and retention, both in game and outside of game?
Hot,
I guess
hot
we can
looking
take one at a time.
officers.
How would you like acquire new people into the guild? Then we can go to how to like maintain it. Then
Have
So,
e-girls.
there's two answers to this. The first, when you're in a setting like Ashes of Creation, the biggest kind of recruitment tools are being active in the community, you know, showing up, playing testing, and, you know, just kind of like engaging with people. I'd say the second biggest thing with it being an alpha, with it being an alpha, the biggest recruitment tool for us is just like again, I gotta say, playing other games. I reluctantly I get dragged into a lot of games that I do not want to play, like Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft. But, you know, we go to we play these different games with people, we meet people along the way who we find out are like really good players, or like, you know, they're looking for something new. And half the time they don't even know what Ashes of Creation is. They just join the Discord because they're raiding with us, and then they're like, what is this Ashes thing you guys are talking about? Like, and, you know, and then a week or two later, they've bought a 250 pack, and they're like, "Man, I can't wait to play this." So, I mean, the biggest recruitment tool above all else is just playing other games. Kind of like revisiting some of the older MMOs. That are that have dropped like expansion and content updates, and then as well as like looking towards some of the other ones such as like Elion and New World and such. You know, it might not be everybody's cup of tea. For, you know, some people aren't really big on the Eastern or the whole action combat thing, but, you know, it is what it is. It's something to pass the time. Once we're in a kind of more excuse me, in-game state, once we're kind of like in Ashes, you know, the releases here, things like that. I would say the biggest recruitment tools kind of changes over to one being kind of guild identity, being able to kind of express yourself as like a guild identity. These are things like, and I know what Intrepid already has a lot of these things. Z Plus. By the way, Z plays Rust with my brother, and I had no clue until like he told me the other day, and it was just it was crazy, like small world. But getting back on topic, once you're in this kind of in-game state, I know Intrepid has a lot of tools that they want to give us as far as like guild management, which is one of the is a huge thing, as well as, like I said, guild expression, being able to put your you know, your emblem on your cloak, being able to kind of like represent your guild in the open world through like guild banners on ships and things like that. Ship sales, excuse me. You know, this kind of like um, the being able to kind of express yourself throughout the world is a huge recruitment tool, as well as you know, just kind of the how do I put this? Having the tools like it's on a web end to kind of like facilitate that growth. So, you know, being able to go to a website and like approve people through the website if I'm not at home. Another game that has a really good that's working on a really good guild system is Crowfall. I know not everybody's looking at Crowfall, but if you actually take a look at what they have there on their website, they actually have a really good way to like kind of highlight different guilds within their website, and you can kind of go on the server and see different statistics, like who's won different things with achievements they have. And I know Ash just plans to have a graveyard type system where you can kind of see those achievements. So being able to kind of like highlight those achievements on like a guild page and an interface and a website when doing your recruitment, when hosting your own guild website or within your Discord or whatnot. I think those are some of the kind of like biggest things to guild recruitment.
What do you think of guilds that have terms and conditions before you actually sign up for the guild?
What sort conditions? Like what sort of conditions are we talking?
Like you have to be this certain age. We need to see your previous like if you're a DPS class, you have to see your previous DPS and etc.
I mean, that's basic stuff.
Most guilds will have you. Most guilds nowadays, the larger ones, will have you fill out like an application to join them of some kind. A lot of the more bigger guilds will require like an age group of like, are you over 18? Some ones will be like more lenient on it with their over 18 thing. And then depending on like what guild it is, they'll have a whole bunch of like other questions like, hey, what class do you prefer to play? Like, are you like, do you have any previous guild experience? All this stuff. I don't think anyone I can't think of any of them like many of them that require you to say like show like a video of your best shit that you've ever done. I mean, people like accept that, and like they'll get like you accepted faster and better, but they don't. I don't think anyone requires that.
I mean, I think what Oni's trying to get here, because I mean, like we even ask on our application process about like previous like videos or like any footage of like your accomplishments or accolades or whatnot. But I think the biggest thing on Intrepid's in is just providing the tools for that exposure. Guilds can handle the things like their application process or how you accept members and things like that. Just giving the tools for them to kind of expose themselves and market themselves is the important thing. And then I know that we talked a little bit about the recruitment side, but into the retention side, one of the things that I think is very important to retention is being able to see kind of what your members are doing throughout the day. And that's not really saying like I need should be able to like open an eye camera on what where they're at on the game and that. But how long how long was this player playing? Was he just is he idle, or has he been achieving any achievements? What how some guilds have like, or some games have a point system that you can kind of like do more rewards for the guild, take on guild quests and things like that. And just kind of having metrics for a lot of these different things allows you to not only have that better player retention, but also see, like I said, what your players are doing. What are your areas that you need to do better for retention? Who is that player who's always like, I'm the top somebody's echoing really bad, but you always have that I'm the top in. No, you're fine. I'm the top in PvP and I play 24/7. And then if being able to open the guild tab and see, well, you played 4 hours this week and not much in the past 2 weeks. Like, what's going on here?
Why would guilds care about these things though? That's
because
my question.
I mean, because it allows us to kind of simplify the organizational process. So like your 50-man guild or like a 30-man guild might not have the same kind of use for some of the different retention tools or different guild tools that they have, but it's all based on like what you're focused on. A lot of and you don't have to be a big guild to like want these tools. You some of the times it's just about wanting to manage 200 people and effectively being able to do that effectively without having to go through outside sources or outside means. Having a guild calendar in the game so that people can sign up to events and have that calendar associated with event attendance and things like that. Like those are key metrics that are important for guild leaders like myself that allow us to kind of better manage it without having to do things like build bots that take attendance through voice chat, or some of the other guilds might manually take attendance, or like whatever it is you're doing. The having a calendar system using Google calendars, it takes away the need for that third party system and just keeps it centralized within the game. And then if Intrepid does more to kind of build that app that they've been talking about on the phone, if I've got a raid coming up at 5 o'clock and I've signed up for it, I'd love a ping notification on my phone, like I'm in the kitchen cooking, or watching something with my girl, and it's like, hey, you got 30 minutes to raid. I'm like, oh shit, babe, I gotta leave.
I mean, yes, I agree. Having something like that within like the Intrepid servers or the Actual Creation servers would be really nice. But I would like them to have like some sort of API that you can put into your Discord server or website, for let's say you've been playing Ashes with your guild for like half a year and you acquired some stats, Sieges bought that many won, stuff like that, or that many active players, and you can then display that information that has been confirmed by Intrepid, that comes from Intrepid directly, and you can implement that via an API or something within a website and saying, okay, this is our stats within Ashes, instead of somebody writing, we are the #1 PvP guild on Ashes, we kick everybody's ass, but in real, we're just a bunch of little Fortnite kids.
So a lot of the stuff you said about tracking singular players, I've also talked about tracking for Ashes Creation fantasy leagues, because they already have the guild stocks. You can pay into guild stocks, and if a guild does well in raids, those guild stocks go up. Do the same thing for players. Like, track player, what players are doing. Like, how good is this player doing in PvP? Track what kind of raids this guy's doing. How much gold this guy's making. That reason we can do a Ashes Creation fantasy player league. You can say like, this guy's on my team, this guy's on my team, and then how he's doing. Like, I've talked about this for a long ass time now. I want to do player fantasy leagues.
Don't they have it in, like, how Black Desert Online has leaderboards for like everything?
Yeah.
Like Gatherer to, if Intrepid, if Ashes would have that as well, on a
Don't they have that?
not for like
Yeah.
not for like everything, and I mean like gathering, shipbuilding, PvP, killing monsters, like for everything that you can do as a player, they have a leaderboard for that, right?
Okay.
But not just a leaderboard. I guess the leaderboard thing, because it'll show like who's the top players. And say I want #3 on my fantasy team, and I get #1 of of PvP, #3 of naval combat on my team, and like they're doing good this season. I
was saying, if you have leaderboards like that, right, and then you have your accounts, and then you have, let's say, if you are #1 in PvP, on your server for your main account, for your main characters, then that shows up in your account profile on the Intrepid website. And that way you can like then say, okay, this is my portfolio, this is my resume, I would like to apply with this to your guild. Because that way you make the whole, because something that I noticed, my brother just told me the other week a story, and DA can maybe confirm or deny that. A lot of times people come to guilds and they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm this and that, and then you have the interview, and the interview goes, really well, but the interview and, whatever they wrote in the application is not any proven information, right?
all the time, all the time.
It's all the time. So I know on launch this is not gonna happen. You're gonna have guilds and whatever, but down the line, if you have a player that's been playing Ashes for years on end, he should have
metrics.
Metrics, exactly, metrics.
Yes.
World of Warcraft has like
Amen.
Has like achievements or whatever, but every second pleb these days says like, oh yeah, I had a world first, and then you ask him, okay, but your name is not on that world first list, and then he can go like, I changed my character's name. right? And then you ask him, hey, can you like give me a screenshot? And then he gets a screenshot from somewhere. So if you have like, you know how World of Warcraft has Arsenal, World of Warcraft Arsenal, where you can look up individual characters, right? Ash just needs to have something like that.
Yeah,
because that's the best. That's the best way. If you can have all the information you need from a player, maybe not even active playtime, whatever, but if he wants to share that, he can share that, because that way players and guild leaders, they're gonna have such an easier time, because to recruit,
avoiding those type of players.
Exactly. Not avoiding, but finding the right fit, because you can be really fucking good at PvP or PvE. You can be the best fucking player, but you only play, let's say, 10 hours a week, and then you apply with like, hey, I'm the best fucking PvP player. You apply for a guild that looks for people that are a little bit more active, right? Even though you're better than all of them, that already like creates friction between you and the guild leadership, because the guild leadership would like you to be a little bit more active. So when it comes to like what guild leaders need or what players need, when it comes to this whole guild stuff, I think just like a lot more confirmed information from player side and guild side.
Yeah, I agree. It helps out immensely. I mean, you see it in other games where, if World of Warcraft, for example, players who are want to come raid, and they've like, I've cleared all these different raids and these previous raids, and that was 10+ years ago, and now they can't really dodge mechanics. So it's like it's really about kind of like you said, kind of giving those metrics so that people can kind of take a deeper look. And as well, it doesn't have to be something that's just open. I know people like their privacy, so allow players to make it private if they want. And if you're applying to that guild that requires you to kind of make that public information so that they can read it, then you can kind of allow yourself like, hey, these are my stats I'm applying, so I'm going to make it public for you, and then I can make it private again. That's up to the users.
You could also just like share it with them or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You apply, and it's like a private share of just the stats only.
Yeah,
you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Here's my LinkedIn for MMOs.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If you get and the same goes in return for if you're looking at guilds, because a lot of guilds, they always say, oh yeah, we have 200 people plus, right? I find that always like to be the most useless information about a guild. I don't care how many members you have. I would like to know how many members are active on average during the week. That's what I would like to know, because I've seen guilds that have 500, 600, 700 members. There's only like 35 of them active during the week. The rest have been offline for like months on end. It goes both ways. Not just the player needs to have, because that way you can, because the discussion also goes about retention, right? If you have a guild that fits you perfectly, you're gonna have a higher retention. If you're a guild leader and you clearly know what you're looking for, right, and you find more people that are the same way, the retention is gonna be higher.
I think kind of to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier about the 300 people and or whatever, and 30 active players. I think another thing to kind of like that's interesting to note, that it's also a little bit up to the game to provide tool or like content that has good replayability, so that you can retain players for longer periods of time. So like a lot of times when you see in these games is like, there's a huge content drought. You've cleared all the raids, you've maybe you've done some of the PvP, and it's like, I'm just waiting for the next content patch. And you get a bunch of those people who are like, it's not that I don't want to play with you guys, but it's just there's nothing going on. It's boring right now. I'm waiting for the next raid or the next content patch. So I'll see you guys in the next 5 or 6 months. And there's really nothing you can do about that. Like, you can always kind of remove him to make some room for somebody else if you want, and just kind of give him a sort of an away status or whatnot. But beyond that, you're kind of hard stuck, and you're always on that kind of like recruitment grind to kind of get rid of the inactives and kind of fill in more fresh actors.
Yeah, exactly. And if you
So,
and no, I agree with that. And if you have a way to filter out people that would not really fit into your guild, or a way, way for you to find a guild that fits you really well, right? Based on way more information that you normally would get. Maybe you have a guild where you guys are really all super active as soon as there's content, but as soon as there's a content drought, the majority of the guild is not active anymore, which then in that return is fine, right? But then if you have a guild where half of the people are active, the other ones are not, that, then necessarily is just like not a guild for me. It's just, a group of people that, has other people that come around once in a while.
Yeah.
All right, do we have anything else, Yoni? Because we went over a little bit.
No, if you want to stop it, we've already gone for an hour, 16 minutes, and we've already hit most of our, like, almost all of our topics.
What is left topic wise?
I think wasn't that pretty much it?
That was pretty much it.
Oh,
Unless you want to,
Because it was the lazy peon thing was the only
Yeah,
other thing. I thought.
Wait. We managed all the topics. We cleared the whole board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the end of the stream, boys.
We don't normally clear the board. Usually we have some leftover topics.
No, we normally
don't-
never fucking clear the board. All right. Okay. So then, yeah, I'm gonna call it quits for today. All right. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks Faisal, Kinetic, and DA, Sagas and Yoni. Thank you for joining.
not a problem. Happy to be here.
Everybody that is watching, thank you for joining us, and we will be back in
The 14th.
the 14th. We will be back on the 14th. So in 2 weeks. So as always, everybody, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your masks, and we will see you on the @SUBSCRIBE community Discord. Peace.
Later.
Wee.
Where's the off button? Oh, there it is.